where the breathing is easy, the living is good. Out in the great outdoors.
Larry Smith Outdoors is brought to you by Warrior Boats, Vortex, Mike's Country Meats, Bartline Barrels, Leroy Meats, Bait Rigs, TUBO Towels,
Magic Products,
Easy Loader Trailers, and Heavy Shot.
So remember, like I always say, it's a great day to be alive. Hey everybody, welcome back to our show. I'll tell you, we're up in northern Wisconsin with our good friend Jeff Van Remortel. Hey, I'll tell you what, Jeff, this morning, -1 on my thermometer in the truck. That is a great sight, I'll tell you that, and no wind hardly to start the day off. So we got a pretty good day. I mean, you're looking at about 5 inches of ice out here.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's a
We
good
had some
start.
ice last night, and it got cold yesterday. We're just at the start of our season. You can see we're walking around, or you'll see that we're walking around. We did bring out the snow dog.
The snow dog is definitely pulling all
Definitely
our gear out
pulling
today.
the weight this year for sure. You know, we're so used to having so much snow and ice by this time of year already. But we got a good cold snap. We're getting a nice base layer laid out. We're making ice fast.
Hey, so let's tell everybody at home basically what we're gonna try to accomplish today here.
Well, we're going to start off with some panfish. Right now we're going to look for some basic crappies. We're going to walk around here dropping markers at all my holes or all my places where I've historically done really well around this edge of this basin.
And that's
And
key,
we're gonna-
having the
it is.
GPS out here.
It's
for
nice
sure.
to have for sure. I mean, you can do it on your phone, you can do it on everything else, but quite frankly, pulling a unit like that, buying a little extra power cord and splicing it onto a Vexlar battery.
Makes a
or
lot of
something.
sense. Hey, so today we're basically starting off here trying to target crappies where
Yep.
we're at right now.
We're going to shoot for crappies here to start off, and then we're going to transition to some walleyes later this evening. Might have some bluegills on the menu too if we can find some. We're going to, looks like we found some crappies. The hands just went up.
I
so
like to hear that.
We're,
right there.
the guys are
Whoa.
punching holes.
Yeah,
and whoop,
that's-
keeps dancing. That's
Yeah,
a good sign.
That's
so
a very good sign.
let's grab the jiggy rods, go paddle.
All right, let's get her. Hey, hang on to your heinies.
Couple days
Don't
of
these
fronts
fish know who we're dealing with?
Well, that's what they're afraid
Jeff
of.
Van
That's
Remortel.
what it is. They're
Yep.
scared.
So it took us some hole punching to find the fish. Now we're sitting on them, and these fish will move all day long. So kind of Swiss cheese in the ice is going to be key. Another nice, perfect crappie. So once we found them, it took a couple of minutes and put a couple on the ice, and they're going to keep moving.
Now you can see on this FL30, these are all crappies right here. I'm 32 feet of water. They're from about 26 foot up, just stacked. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop down to them and try to stay above them. Now here's my bait, and here's the fish right there. I'm gonna try to stay right above them. Okay, right about there. I'm gonna try to coax him up. You see him coming up to it? Come on. Came up and sniffed it. He didn't like something about it. Now that school moving. See how they're dissipating? Being aggressive. Move, move, move. That's a nice fish. What are you doing differently besides having a good pile down there?
It's just a good pile, and I don't know, I just got faith in the jig that I use. Just glow in the dark tungsten jig,
Okay.
a little plastic tipped with a wax seat. It's kind of my go-to for crappies. Same program as everybody else. They're moving around, and just got to stay on them.
You robbed me, Thomas.
Yeah, they don't like what they're seeing here. I get them to come in and look, and they swim away.
These fish are super finicky right now. If you don't have your waxy covering your hook perfectly, or spikes or whatever you're using, they will not bite. And we're literally moving within a 20-yard radius here. Everyone does it differently, but this is how I put my waxies. This is my favorite spoon, but Keith will use more spikes and he'll just glob them on there. I jay them on there perfectly so they can't see the hook. And that's always just worked well for me. If one's hanging there and the hook's showing, it'll make a big difference.
Hey Jeff, does online any slack in your line when you're reeling them up?
Oh, thanks, Grant. Pro tip of the day, perhaps?
There's a pack of like 6 or 7, only one would come up and do it.
Very quiet out here in the desolate country.
There we go.
He's on the Ooh,
The small one of the day.
what do you got there? Got a good little, ooh, that's a really nice crappie right there. Check that out. That's definitely a magnum for sure. I'd take them like that all day long, my friend. Ooh, that's gotta be
Oh, it's a big one.
Oh, that's a magnum.
There we go.
That filled the hole. Holy cat trance. That's a nice fish. Moving on here. Coming that way? No doubt. Usually do though. Trance has definitely got the hot hand.
This would be a nice one again.
Good.
Oh, same
It's a
thing.
decent fish.
Not as big as I thought.
You know what? Definitely moving is the key for sure. Wow. There you go.
Nice
It's a
job,
decent
Larry.
fish right there. Take that all day long. On that. Loving it.
Built for fishermen, built by fishermen. Really, that says it all.
It's the family here. It's not a big conglomerate. It's a family.
They treat you feel like you're in a family, you know.
When you put those two together, an amazing product and amazing people, it's just the type of company you want to be involved with.
Not only because of just the great boats, but because of the camaraderie that the Warrior family has.
The customer service is amazing. They never leave you hanging.
So come join the Warrior family. That is absolutely a giant smallmouth. Oh, yes! You gotta love it. Hey.
For almost 40 years, Leroy Meats has had the freshest cuts of meats combined with award-winning homemade sausage products. With over 60 different flavors of bratwurst and tons of options to process your wild game, there isn't a better place for outdoorsmen like us to eat. Leroy Meats has won #1 brat for 3 years in a row in Wisconsin and ships anywhere in the U.S. So what are you waiting for? Fire up that grill and come on down to Leroy Meats in Horicon or Fox Lake, Wisconsin.
Something about ice fishing, I don't know. It's always been my favorite. I love cold weather. Crappie flop. I like the crappie flop. Jeffy's on the board. Definitely a team effort today. You know, we usually have one guy drilling.
For sure, man. You know, this type of fishing, it's so crucial. You know, we're sitting here, we're talking, everybody's got their units out. We got everybody kind of spread out, talking between everybody. Hey, are you know, I'm heavy, we got him here. I'm heavy, we got him here. That's big, man, because these fish are moving, and we got a school of probably about 40 fish, 30, 40 fish, and they're stacked just elbow to elbow, you know.
We've drilled a lot of holes.
We're 6-7 feet apart. One guy's got nothing, and the other guy's stacked to the gills. It's just so crucial to stay on those. Because once you lose that pot, it can be hard to find again.
And you know, the thing is, we're only catching 1 or 2 in a spot, and all of a sudden you got to move again.
Right, and you're not moving far. You're just kind of you're playing that game of tag out in the basin, you know. So we've caught probably about, I don't know, 15, 18 nice crappies. Been out here maybe an hour and a half or so.
Bad.
So it's not been slow by any means, and they're nice quality fish.
That's the good part.
But the key is definitely the teamwork. If you're doing this by yourself, it'd be a little bit harder for sure. You get 3, 4 guys, 4, 5 guys jigging, and that's huge.
Kind of nice not having that wind on us today too.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of a breeze, but man, it's not too bad. Yeah, he sucked.
Not to the point where you got to sit in a shelter.
So what I did is I freshened up my waxies. I haven't caught a fish in 20 minutes or so, and put new waxies on, literally dropped it down there. I think that little bit of guts falling out of them and stuff turns the fish on. So I'm gonna put more waxies on right now and try to keep them fresh.
Well, I tell you, they're getting aggressive now, Jeff, for sure. Good. That's a good pot. I got about, on my Vexlar here, I've got about 20 fish. Ooh, that's a nice one. Oh, I'll take that all day long.
Double up, buddy.
Doubles, I love to hear that. You know, it's awesome to be able to watch them fish come right up, and you can see, you know, by using a flasher like this, you can see how they react into the bait. I've changed my jig now about 4 different times, and definitely my technique, and finally it's starting on putting it together. And there you go. You know, they're both real nice fish.
Yeah, good fish.
Hey, what an awesome thing. Winter is definitely here. And ice fishing is one of my favorite things, dude. I'm loving it. And what I'm really happy for you this year is that you don't have like a 1.5 foot of slush out here.
Oh my gosh.
It's been a while.
It's cold out here, man, and there's a little bit of wind, but we're getting it done. That's
Not the biggest fish, but
all right, Grant. I got another doubler there. Oh, little guy.
Little
Got
guy.
a different school, maybe. Kindergarten class.
Right here, dropping down, and these are all crappies down there. So you see, I'm gonna get right down to them. Okay, that's me again. These are crappies. I'm not gonna drop all the way to them. Just, okay, I'm gonna kind of stay up above them. Again, that's my bait. These are all fish down there. Kurt brought up a good thing, you know, just by taking your bait out of the water, it's amazing how that wax worm on there freezes up and it's real stiff, and they really want nothing to do with it. So the best thing to do is to try to keep that bait right in your hand when you're making a move.
Oh, they're moving on the prowl.
I'm gonna shift it.
They're that way now.
Yeah,
Shifting. Steve, what you got going?
We kind of quit, but the guillotine keeps fishing, so.
That's the nice
nice
part about it.
Nice fish, we'll let that one go.
Hey, I'll tell you what, it's definitely time. We're gonna be making a move. Our crappie bite definitely phased out on us. Now it's time we're gonna shift to another lake. Jeff's got some really good walleye fishing going. So we're gonna set up a bunch of tip-ups and catch some really nice walleyes. Hang on to your heinies. Amazing how sensitive these guides get sometimes. Little things like a tip-up being froze up. He's yelling at everybody. Somebody's tip-ups are froze up. I don't have to worry about it. Mine are fine. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking it did a pull and drop.
Pull and drop, huh? Be kind of nice if it just pulled out about 4 foot and it's got the minnow down its gullet. At least you know that's probably a good sign that it's going to be a decent night.
Attention, ice anglers. If you or a loved one have suffered from catching complications, looming boredom, or overwhelming humiliation among your peers, call the Vexlar Group today. If you fish blind like a frozen zombie, you may be eligible to catch fish this year. If you've ever found yourself saying, you know, it's just nice to be out, you may be a struggling angler, and we know you're hurting. Please help stop this angling epidemic today by visiting www.vexlar.com. My name is Sam Sobey, and I approve this message.
Magic Products is the fishing industry's #1 leader in preserved bait and live bait storage. With hundreds of options in preserved baits, we have what you need for a successful day on the water. Hand-selected fresh bait and tested scents ensure the highest quality. Our live bait storage saves you money by keeping your bait alive and thriving.
There it is! Look at the size of that! Holy moly! Just absolutely slobs. Whoa! Oh my God, I don't know if that's big enough.
Magic Products, we're the best in baits and bait care.
Introducing the new and improved Heavy Metal from Heavy Shot. 16% more downrange knockdown power with new higher density bismuth pellets layered over corrosion-resistant steel. Try the new Heavy Metal today and increase your odds. Tighter patterns, longer range, clean kills. Heavy Shot. I didn't come this far to miss.
Are you tired of dealing with frozen tip-ups? Check out the heated Bite Me Box tip-up with ultra-sensitive adjustable bite settings. No more cleaning out iced-up bowls. False wind trips are a thing of the past with our wind-proof flag. Interchangeable extra reel assemblies. Great for panfish and all big game fish species too. If you want to catch more fish with less hassle, check out our products and video demonstrations online at boxtipup.com.
Oh, nice. Well, that's a good start. So we found a bunch of crappies this morning. Left there, went to a different spot for some walleyes. Good start to the night, nice legal fish. So early on here, just getting started, we got moon we're coming into the new moon here. We've got moon, it's right at about 5 o'clock-ish tonight. And hoping for a good walleye bite, we shall see, but nice fish off the bat. Got a blue tail going there, freezing up.
Oh, little freeze tail.
Yeah, good way to start.
Hey, this week's tip of the week brought to you by our good friends up at Mike's Country Meats, the finest jerky on the planet. Hey Jeff, if it's anybody's got a good tip, it's definitely you.
Yeah, you know, we see it a lot when guys do bring stuff along. Typically, I'm always the one running it, and I kind of prefer to have my own gear because I know that it's all up to snuff. But so what I run is a 10-pound Suffix leader, about that much, about 3 foot or so. One split shot, number 12 treble hook. This one's a Gamakatsu. I like to use a nice hook because it's really the only terminal tackle on there. not my tip though. Tip is to always straighten your leader, whether it's mono or fluoro. I prefer the fluoro. And buy the leader material. Don't use just clipped off 8-pound line or something.
Right.
10-pound
And a
line.
lot of guys do.
A lot of guys do, and it's okay to use. It'll get you by. But this stuff that's made and is labeled as fluorocarbon material or fluorocarbon leader material is exponentially better. It's made to be abrasion resistant. Comes usually in about 30 yard, 27 or 33 yard packages, and that stuff is made for exactly this. It has less memory. It's the ideal thing to use, and it's going to last you a lot longer. It's more abrasion.
And when you
resistant.
have that big walleye on and he's up against the ice, when he sees the light of that hole and he's racing back and forth, you know, you definitely want to have good leader.
And everything, or pike or anything else too. Where you want everything in your favor that you can have, but always keep fresh. But when you bring it out and it's all coiled up and you got that little memory from around the spool, give it a nice firm pull like this. Pinch the hook like so you don't bury that in your hand. Yep, don't do that. And that's a bonus pro tip. Don't hook yourself.
Don't hook yourself.
But if it's cold, you don't feel it.
Right.
And then a nice firm stretch like that until you feel the line. Give it a little bit of tension, and then you'll have yourself something nice and flat like so your minnow's not hanging on a big accordion string.
And remember, little things make a big difference. Hey, great tip, Jeff. And again, you guys check out Mike's Country Meats, the finest jerky on the planet.
Kurt's got one.
Oh, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
So this is kind of a perfect fish for us because we can have a fish each over 14, and this one's going to be like probably 13, maybe 13 and a quarter. So this is perfect, and the good thing is it took us a while to get here. This one's gut hooked. After we get our bigger fish, we're going to have to run out to these tip-ups because it looks like they're eating tonight.
When you got a mix of larger fish and small fish coming in, something about the size of that middle finger, a little bit shorter. Nothing too overly big, but smaller fish can still get it down, and the bigger fish are definitely not going to pass it up. Ooh, nice fish. Yeah, perfect. Excellent fish.
Oh, that is definitely game on, folks. Yeah. How much time should I give him? Feels like a decent fish. There you that much. Boy, feel a ton of line. Oh, he come off right there. Oh, you stinker. Golly. Felt like a good fish, too.
Tip up, we got 3. Another one pop.
Okay, Thomas's first tip up. Thomas is our new camera guy.
All right, buddy, remember what to do? Walk around here and then just give a nice firm pull and then end over in, nice firm pressure, okay?
Yep, just don't bump him on the ice.
Nice firm pull. There you go, yep.
Got him, good job, Thomas.
Stack the line to the side so it doesn't get caught in your cuffs, yep. Just keep nice and make sure you keep tension.
Hey, see, we let our camera guys fish.
8 feet to go.
So if the camera's a little shaky, folks,
Close.
don't call me shaky
I see it
for nothing.
He's close. Oh, no!
Oh,
that was a nice one. Yeah, geez, I can't believe that.
Right?
Well, 17 or so. It was a nice walleye. Man, we had 3 flags pop up. We were walking over for one, another one popped, and then this one popped. The school was coming down the brake line here.
So,
this was the last one to go. It was spinning the whole time. He had a ton of line.
I'd like to talk to you about something, Mr. Van Remortel.
And what's that, Mr. Smith?
Well, I'd like to talk to you about, you know, you had Keith and I and the Duxbury set our tip-ups over there, and you said, I'm not quite sure about this other spot over on this corner here, and you and Grant kind of slid over here, and it's been kind of pop your tip-ups, and we've only had one on our side.
Well, so we came out and scouted this 2 nights ago.
Yeah, okay.
And in exact holes where all of your tip-ups are right now, with the exception of about 4.
Right.
We landed 7 walleyes and had 15 flags.
Right. So you caught all the fish over there.
So no, I would say that's not true.
Okay.
I would say that it's an operator area and setting perhaps.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it was a little suspicious when you drilled all them holes first and you said, oh, Grant and I are going to go check out this other spot.
You know, as a guide yourself, you can certainly appreciate trying to give the low-hanging fruit to the guys that you want to catch the fish
Right.
the most.
Well, I know all about it, Mr. Van Remortel. Right. God bless you.
Yeah,
That's all
we'll
I
take
have
her.
to say.
Wings Over Wisconsin, a nonprofit organization dedicated to natural resource restoration, preservation, and education with youth and community involvement. Through cooperation with private landowners, state and federal agencies, Wings Over Wisconsin has been a leader in the preservation of our natural wildlife habitat, with donated dollars staying in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. For information about how you can join this great organization or how to start a new chapter, please visit wingsoverwisconsin.org.
Life is messy, but thanks to TUBO towels, I can take on anything. TUBO towels' heavy-duty design prevents it from ripping. Each wipe has aloe, vitamin E, and lanolin, so our skin stays soft and smooth. TUBO towels saves time, giving us more time to enjoy the moments. Manage the mess.
Wow, all right. You know, we had a little lull there, Jeff, for about half hour, and now back on.
Yeah, we had a little lull there. We had a good flurry. We had 4 or 5 flags fly up there, a couple of drops. The other ones we ended up losing kind of in the hole, or real close to the edge of the ice. They just weren't quite gobbling her down. This one took it.
That
real
one
nice.
wanted her.
Yeah, that's a dandy.
You know, it is amazing, Jeff, the amount of walleyes and how the fishing up here in northern Wisconsin is.
The number of lakes that we've got, and the fortunate to have spent so much time on this water and continue to spend all that time on it.
Well, the cool part is that you have
to be out here every day. It's cool.
You have so many different lakes to jump to.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, they're so different. They're so different, where one's clear, one's dirty, one's shallow, one's deep. You got everything. Sometimes it's literally across the road.
Oh, nice job. Yeah, still a good eater. Hey, Jeff, let's talk a little bit about the size limit again up on these bodies of water.
14-inch minimum with 3 fish, but only 1 over 14 per person. So either 2 under, and 1 over, or 3 under. And those are typically your good natural reproduction lake. That's what this one is. This one's gut hook. That's a nice under, about 13 1/4. Perfect eating fish. Yep. And the school of thought on that is, those fish that are younger and don't have a lot invested in them that way, they're great for people to take home and leave some of the adult class fish out there to reproduce and sustain the system. And then we've got 18-inch, which is typically something where they're either trying to establish a fishery, like it's a protective, so those stocked fish get to a good size, or it's something where they've established some trophy potential and have it managed specially. And then the other one is a couple of the chains over more Eagle River area, and that have 14 to 18-inch protected slot. You're allowed 3 fish there. You're 2 under 14 and 1 over 18, or 3 under 14.
Let's talk next a little bit about your guiding. How does it all set up? If somebody calls you and they want to do a trip, of course, how does it work?
Just give me a call and I will set up the dates. We'll go through, give me a time frame is always best. Sometimes people just say, we're looking for a trip for next summer. If you got like a month in mind or something, or something to that effect is always nice to have. But just let me know what you're looking for, and we'll get the dates.
So if they want to do an ice trip, for an example, what do they need to bring?
So for an ice trip, one of the better things to do is make sure that you have good clothing. Good boots are key, right? I'll provide everything though, rods, shacks, all that kind of stuff. We run all portables, no permanents. So it's not like you're not in there playing cart, right? Because we move. We don't hit the same lakes very often at all. In fact, we bounce around a ton. Through the ice, it's mostly walleyes, panfish, pike, and then occasionally we catch some bass in that. But those are our target species. And yeah.
And how many people typically do you run?
I've run groups of up to 15, full or half day. Yep. So we do either full day, where we'll usually start mid-morning, and then fish for panfish during the day, and then walleyes in the evening. Or if we do a half day one way or the other, do like a half day for walleyes, and then I've got a modified one that's somewhere in the middle. Basically, they're 4, 6, or 8 hours of fishing. The 6-hour fishing is doing like what we're doing now, setting up at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then fishing a couple of hours after dark. You can reach me at WDH Guide Service. My website, or my name of the company is WDH Guide Service. You can reach me at 920-639-6286. And my website is MUSKY with a Y fishingguide.com or WisconsinDuckHunts.com.
Oh, feels like a decent fish too. Really good fish.
Take your time.
There you go. That's a nice one.
Nice
yeah! All right. And that's a nice fish right there.
That's a great fish. About 17, 8. That's probably 18. That's 18 all day actually. Because these fish, walleyes, I mean, you can get them during the day, especially early ice like this. We have some decent early daytime bites, especially on a cloudier day or something. We had a little bit of good action here in prime time. But trying to take advantage of these bites after dark like that. You get that prime time window, a few flags after, and then very commonly there's a half hour to an hour lull. And right when you're halfway through that, you're already picking up, and by the time they would have made that second run, you're already on the lake.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, another flag.
Boys.
We're on it. Got him, Grant?
Yeah.
Nice job.
A
little one? Oh, that's a good one.
Good job, dude.
Hey, I'll tell you what, I said let's give it 15 more minutes, and I'll tell you, they just keep flying now.
But walleyes, they like that low light period, man. They're a crepuscular critter. They like low light period.
What was that word again?
Crepuscular.
Tell me what that means.
It means low light.
Low light, okay.
Mornings and evenings.
Did you know that, Grant?
But this is a great example like we talked about earlier, where most people leave at about 5 o'clock, you go half hour after dark, things shut down. And it was, you know, I would say give it till 6 is always like my rule to try to do.
Right.
And that last bit was, it was 5:59 when we sat down after those 3 flags, and right now it's probably 6:06. So.
Hey everybody, what an amazing trip we had up here in northern Wisconsin. You know, Jeff, we definitely had to work. Team Muskox was definitely on patrol today for sure.
Yeah.
It was not easy, but we really fared well.
Yeah, we got out, you know, -4 starting off the day. Cold till 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. No shacks or anything really. We just had to get out there, grunt.
Fish hard.
We did. We fished hard, but you know, we put a good herd on the crappies. Good 12.5 walleye flags, nice 8 or 9, whatever we ended up with. And no complaints.
No, none at all.
It was a good day in some really tough conditions, and we got it done. And
hey,
with great company.
Which is fun when it's that
is.
way, you know, and that's the whole thing about, you know, the outdoors is really it's enjoying it with your friends, your family, you know, and again, sharing the information. And, you know, talking about information, you've got something new coming up, and let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we, one of my longtime customers and friends, Blair, his name is, he and I are working on an online musky school. It's called Musky Academy. It's howtocatchmusky.com. Right now there's a placeholder website there. We'll be doing the launch, not sure on the launch date yet, but sometime this winter. But with the Corona, we're going to be missing all the musky shows.
Right.
All the trade shows are going to be canceled or have been canceled. So it's a project, we've been talking about this for about, I don't know, almost a year.
Everybody, make sure you check out our podcast every Tuesday. We Eat, Fish Eat. Make sure that you guys also check out all of our social media avenues, especially YouTube. The most important thing of all, we want to thank all of our law enforcement people and our military people that protect this great country. Remember, we are living in the greatest country in the world still, and no doubt it is a great night to be alive. We'll see you next week.
Woo! Woo! Our son Larry.
Hi, everybody. Hi. I love you.
I was recording that, by the way.
Yeah,
Ready when you guys are.
All right. And all my fish are gone. I don't know, please.